Hi, today I'm gonna show you how to knit this tube hat with left twist. Let's get started. Okay guys, please check my description box for all the details, including written pattern. Before I start, quick question. Have you ever watched my tube hat? If you have, you know what's going on. Just add some design. This is my basic tube hat. If you never watch and if you're beginner, maybe you want to watch the super easy tube hat tutorial first. But seriously, this is so easy. I just knit two. That's about it. And the way to make the hat, grab the center line and twist and grab the mid part like that and just flip. There we go. This is reversible tube hat. Now I want to knit tube hat with one color, which means I have to add some design to make it reversible. And this is tube, so you can use this as neck warmer, hairband, anything you want. There you go. This is design 1. Looks a little bit like a cable knitting, but it's not. Anyway, the key for this tube hat is the length. You need to cover whole head, and then you change the design. Then you knit same length. That's the key point. And one more thing I want to talk. This is reversible, but not one layer reversible. It's gonna be 2-layer reversible hat. So you should use thinner yarn. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be double. So if you use the very thick yarn, it's gonna be really thick hat. It's warm, but maybe a little too much. This is number 3 yarn. Now let's talk about my gauge. I have 18 stitches within 4 inch. And cast on number should be multiple of 7. My math is in my description box. So please read that math. And I choose 98 cast on to start. So let's start. Cast on 98, multiple of 7. Because the design I am going to use is a set of 7. So it has to be multiple of 7. And after this, I am connect both ends. So make sure you're facing to right side. And I'm going to use magic loop technique because I don't really have right length of cable. So I prefer to use longer cable, which means I have to use magic loop technique. If you never ever try magic loop technique, you might need to practice. I am going to add the link for magic loop technique as well. Row number 1, easy. Repeat of knit 5 and purl 2. So bracket means repeat. So repeat of knit 5 and now purl 2. 1, 2. And you just have to repeat. And every odd number, 1, 3, 5, 7, same as row number 1. And this design complete on row number 8. And you just have to repeat row number 1 and row number 8. Anyway, so let's finish row number 1. Here's the end of the row number 1. Knit 5 and purl 2. This is multiple of 7, so you have to finish with purl 2. There we go. And slide the marker. And row number 2, left twist kicks in. Repeat of left twist, knit 3, and purl 2. So first 2 stitch I am going to use for left twist. The second stitch, back loop. You put the needle in like just a, purl straight in the second stitch, back loop. And it's knit, so the working yarn has to be at the back. So knit second back loop and do not drop any stitch off yet. After you knit second back loop, now you have to knit first stitch back loop. There we go. And then you have to drop 2 stitch off from left needle. So I'm not increasing any stitch or not decreasing any stitch. I'll show you a couple more times. After left twist, I did knit 3 and purl 2. So width and bracket, you have to repeat. So here comes left twist. Again, left twist, you have to knit second stitch back loop first. There we go. And then don't drop any stitch off. Then now you have to knit first stitch back loop. There we go. So now you have 2 stitch on the right needle. Then you can drop 2 stitch off. This is left twist. Then knit 3, purl 2. At first, it's a little bit tough struggle because there's no stitch below, but you get used to it. Anyway, you just have to repeat. Left twist, knit 3, and purl 2. And row number 3, same as row number 1. Here comes row number 4. It's actually quite easy. You just push 1 stitch back, so knit 1 to start, then left twist. So knit second back loop, then knit first stitch back loop, then drop 2 stitch off from the left needle, then knit 2. After that, purl 2. So repeat of, this time knit 1, left twist, knit 2, and purl 2. So one stitch kind of push to the left. Then row number 5, same as row number 1. Repeat of, knit 5, and purl 2. So I will meet you row number 6. And you probably know what I'm going to do on row number 6. You probably have some guess. Here comes row number 6. There you go. Now repeat of knit 2 instead of knit 1. So the left twist, push 1 to the left again. So knit 2, then left twist, so second stitch, back loop, then first stitch, back loop, you have to knit, then drop 2 stitch off from the left needle. Then knit 1, purl 1. You just have to repeat. Knit 2, left twist, knit 1, and purl 2 until the begin marker. And row number 7, same as row number 1. So as you can see, the left twist kind of go shifting left side. Maybe it's kind of hard to see yet, but I'll show you later anyway. So this is end of row number 7, same as row number 1. Then this is last row, row number 8. Knit 3 first, then left twist. So easy. Repeat of knit 3 and left twist, second stitch and first stitch, drop 2 stitch off, then purl 2. And you just keep, doing this until the begin marker. And again, as I told you before, this design complete on row number 8. So you just have to repeat row number 1 to row number 8. I believe I repeated 9 times. So 9 times 8 is 72. I did 72 rows. Here comes, and about 10 inch. This original tube hat, I knitted it about 11 inch. And the other half 11 inch, total of 22 inch. Because knitting stitch at the edge curled up. So I need an inch extra. But this time it's not knitting stitch. So the edge won't curl up. So, I can finish an inch shorter. You know what I'm saying? And I just want you to make sure you need to have a little extra on top of your head. I put the picture there because when I make the hat, I have to twist on top of your head, right? So you really need a little extra. Anyway, left design is done, so I'm going to knit the other half with rib design, which is knit 2 and purl 2, which means you might have to adjust the stitch count because you need stitch count multiple of 4. So I have to actually increase couple stitch to have the multiple of 4. So let's start. Knit 2 and purl 2 anywhere you want, because only a couple stitches for me, right? So when I use the technique called knit front and back, I have to increase on the second stitch of knit stitch. So knit 1 and next knit 1 and back loop, knit 1. So I increase 1 here. So knit 2 and the last increase looks like a purl. So I count that last stitch as a purl. So next stitch should be purl 1. Then repeat starts again, knit 2 and purl 2. Something like that. It's really up to you. You can decrease if you want, but just to make sure the rib should be repeat of knit 2 and purl 2. And from the second row, you just have to knit over knit stitch and purl over purl stitch. So the first row is very important. And again, this is the other half. You don't really have to count rows if you don't want to, but you just have to reach 10 inch, right? For me, I repeat 9 times of the design, left twist design. So total of 72. So I can knit 72 rows. Here is knit front and back again. First stitch, just regular knit, and second stitch, knit front, right? And don't drop the stitch off, and knit back loop, which looks like a purl stitch. So that's how I did it. The second knit stitch, knit front and back, then after that purl 1. There you go. Then just keep going. All right? And just knitting and knitting and knitting until you reach same row or same length. All right, so this is end. I believe I knitted it 72 rows and 10 inch. Has to be same length. So if you're using different design, sometimes, little differences, right? So you really have to, make sure it's half and half, same length, because you will fold in half, right? Anyway, this looks too narrow, but that's because I was using rib design and, left twist design, right? But very stretchy, so don't worry about it. So anyway, I am getting ready for bind off. I'm using thicker, one size thicker needle for bind off. That creates little stretchy, at the end, like that. Because if it's really tight, the head should be okay, but if you want to use as a neck too, sometimes feel uncomfortable. So the end should be very stretchy and flexible, more comfortable. So you just have to bind off, knit over knit stitch, then bind off. And here comes purl, so you have to make a purl, then bind off. If you don't like this, bind off, you can use just a knit stitch as well. It doesn't really matter. So just bind all off. That's pretty much it. So again, the point number 1, you should use thinner yarn. Again, I use number 3 yarn. That's the maybe thickest yarn you should use. The thinner would be better because again, you will fold in half. So this hat will be 2 layers hat. So the yarn is thicker. It's gonna be really thick hat. It's really up to you. You know, if you really like thick hat, that's fine too. But the thinner yarn and needle would be better. And after the bind off, again with the tapestry needle, just weave the ends off. That's pretty much it. This is so easy. You don't have to use this design. And the reason why I did this, design, I picked this design because left twist, it's not cable knitting, but looks a little bit like cable knitting. It's fake cable, So even if you're a beginner, it's easy. Well, the left twist is a little tougher than, the right twist for sure. But, right twist is easy and you have to, practice left twist somehow. So, I picked the left twist this time. Anyway, again, you don't really have to use this design. You can pick whatever you want. There you go. This is it. So let's make a hat. And you're looking at the right side, right? So if you want to make the hat, you have to turn inside out. This is wrong side. And grab the half line. That's the half, center line, right? And then twist. If you twist more, sometimes better top because it won't be too loose because this is 2. So if it's not twist enough, it will open up a little bit. So there we go. And kind of, nice and fixed. There you go. That's it. Can you see? Looks little, the cable knitting. I love it. And it's so warm and you can flip inside out. There you go. And now you have rib hat. There you go. What do you think? I love it. So this is great idea for gift. You need just one piece, but you're given 2 different hats. You know what I'm saying? And you can use this as neck tube as well. So 3 in 1. You know what I'm saying? And again, if your yarn has color variation like this, you don't even need the design. You just have to do knit stitch, right? It's fun. You can enjoy the color, but if you wanna use the one color, you should get the design. Otherwise, it's not gonna be reversible, right? You know what I'm saying? It's fun, easy. You can knit while you're watching TV. This is win-win project. Anyway, this is it for today. Enjoy meeting. Bye for now.